Daredevil. Born Again had Matt Murdock suit up again as the titular vigilant after a brief retirement, but the original show already teased his hero hiatus would not last long. By the time of Daredevil, Born Again Episode 9's ending, Matt Murdock had fully become the devil of Hell's Kitchen once more. The series began with the shocking death of a major player in Daredevil, Born Again's cast, forcing Matt to seek justice, or, more aptly, revenge, and subsequently hang up his helmet and focus on fighting crime via legal means. Throughout most of the show's opening episodes, Matt was shown struggling with his inner demons. Whether it was the rise in power of Mayor Wilson Fisk in Daredevil, Born Again, or the inherent calling Matt felt to unleash his anger on criminals, Matt eventually emerged from retirement. However, given that Daredevil, Born Again is a continuation of the Netflix show, this was not the first time Matt had stopped his vigilant work as the hero. For this reason, and the same storyline in the original Daredevil, Born Again's retirement was never going to stick. Firstly, it is worth exploring how the original Daredevil show showcased Matt's inner conflict about his hero life. One of the main early arguments that caused Matt to wonder whether he should be Daredevil or not was brought about by his best friend, Foggy. Foggy found out that Matt was Daredevil and, hurt by the lies he was told and the danger Matt placed himself in, ended their friendship. Despite their reconciliation, this made Matt somewhat question his vigilant activities. That said, undoubtedly the biggest plot point that addressed Matt's struggle between the two halves of his life came between Daredevil Season 2 and The Defenders. After the death of his ex-girlfriend Elektra, Matt gave up the mantle of Daredevil due to the hurt and pain it brought in Daredevil Season 2's finale. Matt did so after telling Karen Page, another love interest of his, about his secret identity. Evidently, Netflix's Defenders timeline often showcased Matt struggling to come to terms with his darker side. As made clear in The Defenders, though, he never stays away for long. After Daredevil Season 2, a few months passed in the Netflix MCU universe before The Defenders. In the latter show, Matt teamed up with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist to stop the Hand from taking over New York City, forcing the former vigilant to reclaim the Daredevil mantle. The same can be said in Daredevil, Born Again Season 1. Matt's retirement after Foggy's death lasted around a year before the rise of Kingpin, the emergence of Muse, and Matt's darker tendencies forced him to confront the devil inside him again. While the broader elements of Matt's decision to return as Daredevil varied between Daredevil/The Defenders and Daredevil, Born Again, both shows employed the same tactic to convince him to do so. In both shows, Matt was shown to fight against crime, whether he was in possession of the Daredevil mantle or not. In The Defenders, he began fighting against the Hand simply as Matt Murdock, wearing a scarf as his mask before taking back the Daredevil suit. In Daredevil, Born Again, he did something similar, particularly in Episode 5, before regaining the suit in the following episode. Therefore, The Defenders proved that Matt should never be expected to stay away from the Daredevil life forever. This trick being used twice, 7 years apart, proves its validity above all else by effectively showing just how much Matt needs to fight against those who have wronged him. If Daredevil, Born Again Season 2 depicts another crisis of faith, these two past instances will be enough to prove it will not last very long at all. Thanks to the shared method of bringing Daredevil back, Daredevil, Born Again's story never possessed any suspense where Matt's retirement was concerned. Although a lack of suspense would usually be classified as a bad thing for Marvel's TV shows, it worked in this case. After The Defenders, audiences knew that Matt's Daredevil hiatus would not be a permanent feature of the show, especially given its title, Daredevil, Born Again. So the suspense of whether Matt would return as Daredevil was replaced by excitement at when it would happen. From the moment Daredevil, Born Again Episode 1's time skip revealed that Matt had given up his Daredevil persona, the excitement for the resurgence of the hero began building. It was not a case of wondering whether Matt would wear the suit again, but instead of the agonizing wait for the moment, he would. This wait was built up organically and slowly throughout 5 episodes until Daredevil. Born Again Episode 6 finally gave us what we were waiting for. Thanks to the previous instance of Matt negating his retirement, the storyline in Born Again worked. That being said, Daredevil. Born Again could have risked lingering on Matt's retirement as Daredevil for too long. Aside from the past instances of Matt becoming Daredevil once more, Born Again needed to get the timing right. If the show dwelled too long on Matt no longer being Daredevil, the aforementioned excitement audiences felt to see him suit up again would have warped into frustration. This frustration would have stemmed from the show itself taking too long to focus on the titular hero, but also the original show. The 3 seasons of Netflix's Daredevil made it clear how good Matt's vigilant storyline was, while also providing a fair amount of turmoil with his hiatus. Therefore, it would have been disappointing to drag on yet another hiatus for too long, without showcasing the fantastic Daredevil stories the show has been capable of. Fortunately, the retirement storyline of Daredevil, Born Again, did not persist for too long, and the Man Without Fear made a triumphant return.